You're gonna love this one. After Biden's poor performance in the CNN-hosted presidential debate, the left went into full meltdown mode, trying to find excuses and justifying the state the Democratic Party finds itself in. From the Views panel to Bill Maher, everyone was coping as hard as they could. And let me tell you something, their arguments are very weak, as they've usually been. Their main concern is obviously Biden's incoherence and inability to formulate a single sentence without stuttering, but some of them managed to come up with some really absurd takes. But before I delve deeper into it, watch this clip.
Most of us are mourning.
Mourning, yes. Well, let's not get too depressed yet.
I firmly believe that his team, with the best of intentions, over-prepared him. He had like 5 different points to answer every issue, and they were getting jumbled.
Well, like I said,
40 years.
maybe it was over-preparation. Maybe it was a cough. Whatever, a cold, whatever it was. But it is his decision to look within himself and decide whether or not he's a better candidate than the other one.
It's an emergency situation we're in right now. We're talking about the demise of democracy here, which is what Joe Biden should have said in his wrap-up speech at the end.
Right.
What is on the line, nothing less than the democracy that we've enjoyed for all these years. Nothing less than women's rights to tell you what their body should do, not some politician who thinks that a fallopian tube is a way to get to New Jersey.
That is the first time I hear someone underperforming because of how overprepared they are. The whole point of being overprepared is to ace your goals, not appear lost and struggle to mention a single point to back up your argument. I mean, it sounds like me in middle school. By the way, do subscribe for more discussions like this. I also love how Joy engages in the typical Democratic tactic of crying wolf, which they've been doing for the past few elections now. You see, even if the Pope was the Republican nominee, the left would find a way to vilify him and frame him as a threat to democracy. And that's because they're clearly lacking when it comes to policy proposals in order to rally people and get more votes. That is why more and more people are starting to see through the fear-mongering and looking for genuine leadership that addresses real issues, since they're tired of baseless attacks and want leaders who offer constructive solutions and inspire confidence through solid, actionable plans and a clear vision for the future. When it comes to women's votes, these ideological fanatics act like Trump doesn't enjoy support among these segments of the population. Sharon Stone similarly shares a sentiment, and she releases this video after the debate.
I've been thinking a lot about last night's debate, and I've been thinking about the fact that more women are registered to vote than any other singular group. So ladies, remember this. No matter how sleepy Joe may have seemed, he's wide awake for you. So vote for yourself.
That's a nice coping mechanism. I think someone should tell her that Biden is losing support among women. A recent KFF poll found that, quote, majorities of 2020 women voters are sticking with their candidate choice, though 1 in 6 2020 Biden voters and about 1 in 10 2020 Trump voters may vote for someone else or not vote. A big part of this strategy finds its roots in identity politics, where they try to place themselves as favorable candidates on the basis of personal characteristics like race, gender, or sexual orientation over the candidate's actual policies or qualifications. By doing so, the Democrats aim to mobilize women by focusing on progressive issues such as reproductive rights and equal pay, framing these topics as key to women's interests. Katie Couric, however, had a different take than the rest. Watch what she has to say in the next clip.
Isn't perhaps the most important role of the president to be a communicator, to basically tell the American people, to inspire them, to inform them, to explain to them what he's doing and what some of the problems are? If a president or, the leader of the free world cannot communicate clearly and cogently, isn't that cause for concern in and of itself?
She makes a great point. It's crucial for a president to be coherent and articulate, making points clearly and effectively without faltering or giving unintelligible answers. Clear communication is the basis of effective leadership, especially the highest levels of government. When a president speaks with clarity and precision, it instills confidence in the public, demonstrating that they understand the issues at hand and have a well-thought-out plan to address them. Additionally, the U.S. is viewed as a leader in many internal organizations. An aging and incapable president damages the country's reputation, undermining its leadership and credibility on the global stage. I can only imagine how Biden could handle calls with other world leaders, and this becomes really vital when engaging in negotiations or direct talks with adversaries. One of the most enjoyable meltdowns was that of Chris Cuomo. Just watch his reaction in the next clip.
If either of you performed the way either of them performed tonight, you'd be out of a job. Okay, and I don't even think you'd complain about it. The bar has gotten so low that my hope is that for all you guys at home who are watching this, you looked at that stage, you saw a guy who's a sick man, and you saw a guy who's arguably a bad man on the stage at the same time. And I really hope the conclusion is a resounding, we have to do better than this. These two men are an embarrassment to the United States of America. That debate was an embarrassment. I actually felt bad for the moderators. I don't even know what there was to follow up on. They weren't making any sense. Trump, too. When he's not making things up, he's making things worse. He didn't say a single positive thing about the United States of America except that he's great the whole night. And Biden is clearly past it.
I don't know about you, but Trump obviously performed better than Biden during the debate, so putting them together in the same sentence when it comes to the debate is wrong and misleading. By saying his debate performance was a disaster, those on the left are hoping to convince people not to vote for either candidate since a low turnout would benefit them massively. CNN article argues, quote, a wide array of polls this year shows Biden running best among Americans with the most consistent history of voting, while former President Donald Trump often displays the most strength among people who have been the least likely to vote. The same article merged results from the three most recent national NBC polls and found that, quote, Trump's lead swelled to 20 percentage points among those who did not vote in either 2020 or 2022. Fully 65% of those who did not vote in either of the past two elections said they disapproved of Biden's performance in office. It's a subtle strategy and might work since many media personalities are sharing the same message as Chris, but nothing comes close to Bill Maher's reaction. The man resorted to comedy to conceal his obvious pain.
Wow. I mean, Trump told lie after lie after lie. He never would have gotten away with that if Joe Biden was there. Joe. Come on, man. Joe. You know, Joe, he famously loves trains, but apparently not of thought. I mean, just all night confused and halting and trailing off. I've seen beauty pageant contestants answer questions better. I mean, I don't... I don't want to say he shit the bed. His new Secret Service name is Amber Heard. I'm coming on.
That's hilarious, but the left shouldn't act all surprised now. Biden has been showing a mental decline since the start of his presidency. So they shouldn't whip him now that they are almost done with finding a use for him. It's pretty hypocritical. It really shows the morals of these people and how they approach things. They were perfectly fine supporting him when it suited their agenda, but now they're ready to throw him under the bus as soon as it becomes convenient. It also exposes their willingness to do anything to cling to power, since there's a lot of talk of replacing Biden in the Democratic Party as the nominee, but that's a topic for another video. What are your thoughts on this? Are all these meltdowns giving you 2016 flashbacks? Let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below.